Well, hello everyone, and welcome in to our outside story program here on the six screens tonight. Wow, I tell you what, Fran and Joe, they're doing a great job. They're putting Jehovah's Witnesses together all over the world and trying to get them to come together and talk with each other, and they're doing a great job doing that. So we're going to bring Fran and Joe on with us right now and talk to them. Hello, Fran and Joe.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Rick. Hello,
So,
everyone.
so are things moving in the right direction or what?
I think so. so. So long as the society keeps making all the
Well,
mistakes, it'll be good.
Well, they're making a lot of mistakes, Joe. I'll tell you that right now. But
Yeah.
good to see you guys. You're looking great. So I'm going to give you guys the platform, and I'm here if you need me. So just let me know and keep waving that flag of victory. Let's bring you guys on right now.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
We're live.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, folks, for sticking around. We appreciate everything that's gone on. We want to get right into it. But we've been enjoying, and I really mean that, we've been enjoying getting together with the different friends, new friends all the time. We had a meetup yesterday that we went to. It was downstate, and there were one, two, three that were there, and it was very good. It really was.
Yeah, Mr. CIA man was there,
Yep, and you know
and
who you are.
he has been wanting to get together for. We've been talking for about a year. He would call us just about every day. He's been out. His wife is in. Grandchildren are in, so he has to be very careful. But we set it up so that he could get away, and it was beautiful. And we also met up with two others, one that's very new. And matter of fact, we had our XJW pins on. We went to this diner,
Yeah.
and he's sitting there with us with his sunglasses on, and we're thinking, I wonder if his eyes are really that sensitive that he has to wear his sunglasses. But he said, your buttons are making me nervous. He said, I don't want to get caught, and I'm so
Yeah.
nervous because he just is waking up. So he said, oh man, you should have told us. We took the buttons off. We said, no problem. We don't want to, cause any problems or anything. So
And it just shows the risk that ones are willing to go um, to uh, to exit and to do what they need to do for their own health and for their own truthfulness, to be true to themselves. There's risk. There really is risk involved, and it's a good risk. But you have to be wise about it. Everyone is going to have to come up with their own exit strategy. It's yours, so you're not going to be able to blame anyone else, but you will thank yourself. In fact, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. But whatever you could do, just use the best wisdom that you can.
yeah, matter of fact, the CIA man, Mr. CIA said, this is the best day of my life. He just was so happy to see us. We gave big hugs. We talked. We got there at 11. They got there a little bit later. We stayed at the restaurant for about 3 hours, just sitting there. People were very nice, and um, we just hugged each other. We didn't want to leave each other. They just kept hugging each other. The one brother had tears in his eyes, and he said, "Oh, this has just been great." We said, "Well, we'll do it again."
You can't underestimate the the well, Fran calls it the healing, the support, the
Mm-hmm.
reassurance, the confidence that it gives our brothers um, who and sisters who are looking for support because they're isolated.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, see, they're actually isolating themselves because they want to do the right thing. But we need to be the ones that connect with them, and we
Yeah.
are. We are. We want to, and we even put the word out now to anyone out there now. If you want to be connected with and connect
Mm-hmm.
with others, you just let us know. Our phone number is given freely. We'll put it up again. We'll hold it up again. If we didn't, we should have, and we
And the
will in a
papers
second.
behind you.
Yeah. Oops. So, and the other thing we want to say is, I want to pick up on what Barbara Anderson was saying too about commendation and condemnation. I want to commend the Watchtower Corporation for drawing people together, like-minded people who are looking for something and wanting to show love and receive love and to live in a peaceful world that's beautiful with each other like them, because they've been basically corralled into a large group, and it may be in the Watchtower, but at least it's among ourselves. We know each other, we see each other. If we had to look for them out in amongst the public, well, it would be among however many billions of people. But now it's just among, at this point, around 8 million. So we know who they are. They're identified. And now they're even further coming out as X, as wanting to come out. Those are our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Those are ones that need to be connected with, that we want to connect with, because that's, frankly, pure and simple, that's our joy. It is truly. Just to meet friends like that who can express themselves. We can express ourselves with them, and we're free to say the things we need to say and want to say.
Yeah.
It's
without judgment.
Yeah.
And it's just so, well, I said healing. It's
Beyond
free.
healing. It's beyond healing.
It's just so amazing when you meet someone, because it's that trauma bonding. We've talked about it before, because we were all in a high controlled religion. A lot of us either disassociated, were disfellowshipped, or we were fading. And it's just amazing. I want to give a shout out about, before we go on, to Anna, and Elaine Brain Train, and John Marciano, Esty. We got to talk with Esty. Well, this was really interesting. We're just kind of all over the place. But on Thursday night, Linda James got on live, and we happened to see her on. And she said, if anybody wants to come on, it's Thursday. It's, Thanksgiving. And I know maybe some people are lonely. Maybe they didn't get invited to someone's house. So I'm here if anybody wants to call in. So we got on, and Esty got on. And we're so happy that we got to talk with Esty. We talked all different things. So that was really nice. And actually, Jesse, and just trying to make sure we're plugged in here. Okay. Jesse and Gigi came on, and they were having a bonfire at their house in Yuma.
I wish we were there.
And it was a special nice treat, because their sister-in-law, I believe, Michelle, she was a witness, and she got out, and now she's involved in government in Arizona. She's on, do you remember her title?
No.
Okay, she has some title. She's involved in the government right there and doing good for the people. So it's, it was kind of like a spontaneous thing. We didn't plan on doing it, but we were just sitting around, and Linda came on. So we appreciate what she was doing.
And as Fran's describing it, and I'm thinking back on it, I look at it, and it is literally a new world. It's a real new world for us right now. Right now, it's real. It's not imaginary. It's not in the future. It's presently. It's a new world of friends. We're free to love each other and care for each other, and exercise their own personality. Hopefully they're throwing away the quote unquote new personality. They're throwing it away. It's a phony personality. It's a slave personality. It's a mockery. is what it is of a true human. And people are putting them on. We're helping with that. They're helping us. And frankly, we're meeting the best people in the world.
We truly are. We don't want to confuse you. Joe's putting our phone number on. That's if you want to contact us after the show.
Yeah.
But if Rick is there, Rick, if you could put the number up to call in, because I know there's a lot of folks that want to call in tonight. We'd love to hear from you. If Rick, if you can put the number up when you get a chance.
Yeah. So in other words, for anyone who's interested in connecting with other very nice people that you need to know and that need to know you, please call in or call us. Either way, either way. If call us later, if you call us now, it gets kind of clumsy.
Yeah.
We're not that. Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
There you go. Thank you, Rick.
Hello, Joe and Fran.
We're here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. I just want to say I think what you're doing there is absolutely wonderful. You're getting people together, and it's like you said, it's part of the healing process. I'm calling you from the UK. So what you're doing in the US is actually something that a friend and myself, who are both ex-JWs, would like to try and do in the UK, as far as getting people together and being able to go and visit them and all that sort of thing. And I was just wondering if you would mind if I could spend a couple of minutes talking to any UK listeners. Would that be okay, or is that something that's the kind of conflict of interest? What do you think?
Anything that connects the friends together is fine by me. I mean,
Yeah, if you want to,
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, we're just trying to, have others start meetups.
And
So
here's the thing. Did you want to give a name or anything?
Yeah. My name's Steve. But if I can, it'll take me about 2 or 3 minutes to just sort of say what I want to say.
Okay.
But it's really addressing the people in the UK. If you don't mind, I can do it right now.
Please do.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. Well, before I start, if anybody is listening in the UK, you might want to just grab a pen and paper to write something down in a couple of minutes. And just by way of some very brief context, my parents became JWs in 1972 when I was 6 years old. And eventually, after a life of mental imprisonment, and because of various experiences, I started questioning the truth in late 2017. And I allowed myself to research outside the publications in 2018, which is the year that my world fell apart at the seams, as I'm sure other people will understand. That being said, I consider myself to be one of the lucky ones, because my wife and my mother, the two people who matter the most to me, came out at the same time. And I don't have any siblings, and my dad died in 2006, so I don't have the trauma like some people do, of losing my entire family to the organization. So we faded, and as yet, we've kind of fallen through the net of the elders. That might change if they hear this, but we're still able to talk with the local witnesses when we bump into them in the town and that, so, and although some of them do ignore us, even though we're not disfellowshipped, that's part of the course, really. And of course, since 2018, I've been listening to the 6 screens, and like I said, even though my family are out, it still gives me a wider community that I feel close to, and I can relate to. I love listening to the people phoning in and relating their experiences, and also I like listening to people who played an important role in the Watchtower world, like Barbara Anderson tonight, for example. And I think through the 6 screens, Rick has created a community where ex-JWs can listen in safely and be part of this extraordinary group of people who I can relate to and who understand and share similar feelings to me. And that's been a really important part of the healing process for me, and obviously for many others. And of course, the only downside for that is that for the most part, this community is based in the US. So meeting up with the majority of them, say majority, there are some people outside the US, of course, but for the majority to meet up with the majority of them, it's obviously problematic. And last week I was contacted by a long-time witness here in the UK, who is now a PMO. His name is Colin, and that is his real name, and he's from the Midlands. And he reached out to me through Rick, so thanks to Rick for that. Colin's still got a family who are witnesses, and though he's tried to help them see the true nature of the organisation, they're just resolute and they refuse to listen, unfortunately. He can't push it because he's worried about the very real danger of losing his family. So he's forced into silence, and he's now, like I said, he's now a FEMA. We all know what it's like when you learn the truth about the truth. It's not just learning the so-called truth for the first time. You know, you just want to tell everyone and just generally talk about it and associate with those who feel the same way. But of course, that's not usually possible for obvious reasons. And if your enthusiasm falls on the wrong ears, you're pulled into the back room, and before you know where you are, you've lost your whole social network, including your JW family members. But anyway, going back to myself and Colin, we'd love to meet up with ex-JWs. So Colin suggested creating an email address as a point of contact for ex-witnesses to get in touch here in the UK. So that's exactly what we've done. So if anybody listening to this is in the UK and would like to reach out to others here, the email address, this is where you need your pen and paper, is AIDOS, that's AIDOS, Alpha, India, Delta, Oscar, Sierra, AIDOS, at GMX, that's Golf Mike X-ray.com. And either myself or Colin will reply. And you don't need to give your real name if you don't want to. You can divulge as much or as little as you want about yourself. If you're questioning the watchtower and simply want more information about a subject, Colin or myself will be more than happy to share what we know. If you decide you want to call one of us or want us to call you, that can be arranged as well. So really, like I said, it's just a port of call for everyone residing in the UK to make contact. So again,
Steve,
finally,
can I break in, right? Steve? Can I break in right now? Hi, can I break in?
Yeah,
please?
yeah, sure.
I just want to repeat that. It's AIDOS at gmx.com, correct?
Yes, AIDOS at gmx.com.
And a question: do you have ability for Facebook there?
Not at the moment. That's something that, if we get enough people contacting us, that's something that we would probably do. Now,
Well,
like
you
you
don't.
mentioned
Well,
earlier,
is it available to you? I mean.
Oh, Facebook is, yes, yeah. I can get Facebook, yeah.
Well, that's where we do a whole lot of our, searching and looking too. There are all sorts of groups. There are all sorts of ex-witness groups on there. I don't know if you've looked there.
Or you can just put out XJW UK.
Yeah.
That might help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must.
But
have
I know that
witnesses there.
Yeah, I know that Rick has got a lot of listeners in the UK, and so I'm really. This is really for Rick's audience, really. That
exploiting them, making us work, and now they get all the money, and they get all the power, and then they end up abusing us as well and hiding it. See, in that respect, they're not commendable, but you would almost say they're condemnable. Mm-hmm. They're going to be their own actions are condemning themselves. So we don't need to. We're very thankful that they've done what they've done to pull it together, but they're condemned. They're condemned for what they've done, and we're thankful and glad that we can disconnect from them. And we have to be very careful not to hang on to any of the things that they offer. They're criminals, and frankly, I often wonder, how is it we can avoid not being accomplices to criminal behavior? Because we were helping them. We were actually helping them, and they're criminals. And I don't like knowing myself personally as knowing that I aided and abetted criminal behavior, not only with my time, but also our money and our people, our family. And we're going to do everything we can to help others to extract themselves from that.
Yeah, we were talking about it today because Joe and I were semi-retired. I mean, we're still working because we can't fully retire, but the time that we have, we're available. We're available to talk to people. We're available to go on meetups. Tomorrow morning, we're going to head out around 7:30 in the morning. We're going to meet up with someone who we've been communicating with about an hour and a half away. So we're looking forward to that. If he's listening, we're looking forward to it. Again, his wife is in, so it makes it hard. It really does. So we're trying to support the ones that really, really, really need it. Did anyone want to call? Anyone there?
Hello? It's
Hello.
Pasta Dude.
Hey, Pasta Dude.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
I listened to what you're talking about, Joe.
Yeah.
And I remember this particular person put her channel down in a way because she just felt like she wanted to move on with life. But 3 or 4 years ago, there was a channel called Free Monique. And she definitely harped on what you were just talking about. And, a lot of people say, well, they need to conform or make changes and adjustments, which they're doing desperately. But some other of the key things, that we all, especially shunning. And Jackson was asked directly at the AOC or the ARC, can you, by McClellan, the judge, and can you reform that? And he said very quickly, no. So here's what Free Monique analyzed so many things and said at the end. They're in too deep. They're trapped like rats. It's almost like you can pity them. It's just, and they're misleading people and lying to them and scamming their money.
Yeah.
And they got this pile of suicides and blood transfusion deaths, and they're trying to find a way out of that.
Yeah, there's no way. No, they can't get out of that. They really can't. There's no way they can get out of it. Yeah. It's all bluffery. It's all bluffery right now. That's all it is.
And it's so embarrassing when you know that it's not the truth. You'd think they'd be humiliated to come out with the stuff that they're doing, but
no,
we don't need to apologize when Jehovah does this and that. As if Jehovah was really doing it. Instead of the courts are telling them what to do.
Yeah.
So
no, we're watching it happen, but rather than just watching it happen, I mean, we need to make sure. Frankly, I think that we're doing our part. I mean, that's personally what motivates us.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what?
Well,
if we don't do our part, what?
You're complicit.
I mean, well,
you don't want to be complicit.
How do we feel good about ourselves afterward when we look and see that that organization has gone down one way or the other, and we could have done something, but we were waiting and watching, and my motivation are the people that are in right now that is killing them staying in, but they know that if they make too wrong of a move, they'll lose more than they're willing to lose. And I sympathize with them. I understand losing, but it has to be acknowledged that the situation that was developed is a snare. It truly was a snare. That organization and the people, the masters behind those men, those boobs, this governing body, the masters behind them know us better than we know ourselves. And see, that's the problem. The problem is we fail to be accountable and responsible for who we are. And the responsibility at this
Well,
point.
that's when they think about when you're sitting in the audience at a Kingdom Hall. There's never a moment ever where you think about, well, wait a minute, I got a question about this. Let me raise my hand on the watchtower. Say, hey, brother, what about this point here? You can't. Everybody will be alarmed. I can tell you a quick story. This is an amazing story. So somewhere in the 90s, I was listening to, I guess it was Limbaugh or somebody, because I was in a truck all day long. And so I'm listening to radio shows, talk shows and whatnot, and there was some information about Kim Jong-il, the North Korean dictator, and how severe it was. And there's pretty much universal acceptance that that's a real tyranny, man. I mean, it's like that movie Valkyrie, where they wanted to get Hitler. If you haven't seen that movie, they wanted to get Hitler, but they had to be so careful who they collaborated with. I mean, who's in on this? They know that Hitler was a problem, supposedly, according to the movie. So here's Kim Jong-il, a total communist red state. So I had heard the story that one of his uncles or something who sits in the front row, and these are people who, when he walks in the room, everybody stands and claps hysterically and smiles. You got to clap and you got to smile. And supposedly this guy was plotting against Kim Jong-il. I'm going to wrap this up. It's going to happen in a second. So he fought against Kim Jong-il, and the story goes that they grabbed him, drug him all the way through the back of the assembly hall of whatever North Korean place is, and then there was a story, and you got to wonder if it's true, but then he was just thrown to hungry dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were studying a watchtower. We're studying a watchtower on the wonderful rulership of Christ Jesus, how it's explained and whatever. And so I just happened to go to a different meeting. I don't know what happened. I just went to the local other Kingdom Hall. And I raised my hand and I described Kim Jong-il and what happens to you if you resist. And innocently, totally innocent, I know nothing about negative on the watchtower. So I say this stuff about North Korea, and then I finish my comment, and I don't know how I phrased it, but you could hear a pin drop. Nobody said nothing. The conductor was looking at me like that's what we do,
That's right.
Yes.
You just exposed what we do.
I know.
I'm not kidding you, it really happened. And I didn't even know it at the time. I was just like, what did I say?
Yeah. Look,
So,
dude, the world is catching on. They know. See, it's like a marketing.
oh yeah.
It's like a slick marketing campaign that someone that a company comes up with. Usually the tactics are subliminal, and the people don't get it. They can't understand it, but it works on them. So over the years, they finally educate themselves. They grow up a little bit, and they start to realize, oh man, I see what they're doing. They're just
Right.
manipulating our weaknesses. And we didn't realize it. Well, we know better now.
Yeah.
We know better. It's called an education.
So I think everybody passes through that window when they have total leverage on your mind and you're completely on the take, and you wouldn't imagine they're lying to you. You wouldn't even imagine it. But boy, oh boy, there's plenty of red flags if you just.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem. There are many, and this is where the separation comes in. There are many that are coming out now, or they want to come out, and they will eventually.
Mm-hmm.
They need to. Otherwise, they're going to lose any time that they have. So they know that. People know that their time is limited, and the only life that they have is the one that they possess right now. And they know that. And, there are others that they literally love the lie. And that's what one of the truest scriptures about outside of the dogs and those that love the lie. Mm-hmm. And you have to ask yourself, well, why on earth would someone love a lie? Because that's what they invested in. They invested in it. and they're not willing to invest in anything else. And unfortunately, that's the hill they want to die on. And there are those that will.
Well, if you're going to make your stand, if you're going to make your stand in your own best interest and your own demarcation of courage or cowardice, it's like Patrick Henry: give me liberty or give me death.
And see,
and
that's our
whatever.
And that's our dignity as human beings. We have every responsibility to live up to what we were created as moral agents. If we're made in God's image, God isn't a dog. That's not a sheep.
Yeah, for people out there tuning in and never run into this before, here's something you can really test very easily. Just think about talking out of turn with any of your own thought. Just think about what happens when you do that. Think about how conditioned you are to be careful what you say. I mean, just think about that, and then test it a little bit, and you'll be amazed.
Yeah.
It's not a safe place for free thought.
See, here's one of the motivators that they know that works. And to think, you want to think about this. Well, we know that there's differences between a dog and a human. There are vast differences between a dog and a human. But there are also some very powerful similarities between a dog and a human. And one of the similarities is greed. Dogs are very greedy.
Right. Yep.
In fact, I have
to separate my dogs when I feed them.
Yeah, exactly. Because I never owned a dog, but I always hear that someone has to limit what a dog has in front of them. Otherwise, they would eat it all and kill themselves. Mm-hmm. They would just eat it to their sickness or death. They wouldn't stop because they're greedy. Unfortunately, humans can be that way as well.
Humans, no question about it.
Yeah. The society relies on that because when it offers someone something that's greater than they can possess, for example, like, and this is the biggest one, the prize. What prize?
Yeah.
Living when? How long? Look, I don't know what forever is. I really don't know what forever is. And if someone were to ask me, I would say, I have no idea what forever is. And honestly, unless you've lived forever, you don't either. But yet, I have no right.
Well, we got some interference there. Am I the only one hearing this?
Yeah, no, it's really interfering.
We got a big one.
Yeah, one last thought before I go.
Go ahead.
One last thought before I go. You were talking about this thing where, your heart is treacherous. Do not put your trust in yourself, before Jehovah, et cetera, et cetera. You hear it all the time. And so the truth is, though, you're in an insular environment, number one. Number two, there are troubles with a multitude of people outside of the religion. There's people you got to be careful about. But the point is, you're not going to learn how to identify those people. You're not going to have any skill for that. And you're actually vulnerable, so they make you crippled to the hive that you're living in.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to develop good judgment. You can do that. Learn to talk to people freely that allow you to do that.
And
they don't allow that in the theocratic world.
And that's where the trouble, where we actually acted like dogs that they were training.
Yeah.
And we're not dogs.
Exactly.
We're not dogs. And
Pavlov's dog, you could train him against his own interests.
We failed to live up to our responsibility.
Psychology study.
And we truly appreciate that there are others that are taking the risk at doing that. In fact, those are the only people I want to be around. They really are. I don't want to be around greedy people.
It's much healthier. It's much more zesty for life. It's just great. But anyway, I'll get out of the way. There's other people listening. Nice talking to you guys tonight. Your show's always
Nice
great.
talking to you, Buster Dude.
You too, dude.
All right. Take care.
Love you.
Love you. I just wondered, Steve, are you still there? Steve from UK?
Or
Well,
anyone from.
No, I know.
we do have another caller, but you are making a lot of background noise. But you're coming in from the UK. Go ahead, 47906. Go ahead, 47906.
Steve, what's his phone?
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Go ahead. Your phone is creating some issues here on the 6 screens. Go ahead and I'm not sure why your phone is causing these problems. Who is this?
Hello, I'm
ahead.
calling from Norway.
From where?
Hello.
Okay,
All right. Go ahead.
I make noise now. Okay. Oh, great to come here and to you. So I've been listening to you for maybe 1 year now, and it's so great to listen. So today, tonight, I'll try to speak. I'll just say that this is. I don't know what to say. Hello?
Go ahead. Go
Yes.
ahead. Go
Hello.
ahead, Norway.
He's actually calling.
Okay.
You're calling in from Italy.
That,
From where?
You're calling in
or
from Italy.
maybe I'm calling from Norway.
Oh, Norway. Okay, good.
Is there noise? Is there noise on the line?
No,
it's
it's
very.
it's clear now.
I'm so thankful. So thankful to listen to the channel, and I've been out for 16 months, and have a family of. We are a family of 6, and 2 of us are out, and I learned so much in this period. And it's so great to see this support that you give to people from Rick and you and this channel. So,
Great.
yes, very, 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 very nice. And you
time?
have been a very, very good substitute for
What time?
have a community.
What time are you in Norway?
Oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So it's late in night.
Okay.
Wow. Well, thank you for calling in,
Yes.
and it's so good to hear you and that you're out.
Yes. And for the effort that you put out.
No, it's so great to have yes. I'm not feel alone. I'm not just start to go on in my life, and it's I'm very happy to see that you doing these things
And do you have many? Do you have any others? Do you have any others that are out? Any other people that are out?
I have a son. He's 19. Becomes soon 20. He's out. He's living here in the house.
Okay. Or any else in the area?
No, I have no no social contact with nobody. But I have my job, and I have there is I have no community or contact with others outside.
Yeah.
But I don't feel sorry. I should not complain. I'm okay.
Right.
It's so, but just so happy to hear others, you and Rick and others channels expressing themselves. It's very nice to hear.
Well, we're glad to hear.
Also learn what?
We're glad to hear you coming out too. We're
Radio?
glad to hear from you.
Yes, yes. I was so bored. You understand? That's no problem. I was sleeping in the meeting.
You were
I could
sleeping
not
during
wake
the
up.
meeting?
I come there
Oh
for
yeah,
sleep.
that was easy.
It was so boring. It was so boring.
Yes.
Repeating.
Yes.
I feel I was to treat me like a child. Like
Yeah.
a child. I'm a father. I know. So I know. I feel I was. It was like I was not respected as a father, as a man.
They have no respect.
It was
They have no respect.
only for children, no respect. So they took over all my duties as a
That's
father
right. And
about
that's right.
education.
So we take them back.
So I was nothing. I was making to a zero person. I was becoming smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yes. Yes.
So it was so, and there I was, because it's hard to have a family in six. We have 6 persons going to meet in every. So and then I was so tired. But
Yeah. Well, they break us
so
down.
I became a witness in yes. I became a witness in 1990, and I was so happy because I saw the potential in these things that we go, and everybody was learned up in the ministry school.
Yeah.
Nobody can break this down because everybody here becoming strong can speak about what they believe, what is the and and that was, I have also image of that this cannot be break down, and that was so strong. I cannot forget it. This is it was so strong. That's and we
Can I ask you a question?
so I was proud. Yes.
We hear a lot in this country about Norway, and we wonder how are they
Yes.
how are they responding to the government taking away their funding, the money, the witnesses, because of the shunning and the.
Uh, because to read the papers, to speak about things, it's illoyal for the witness. So I don't think they speak about it.
Right,
I
they
don't
don't
think they
speak
speak about it. I think they don't want to after they live in their bubble. So
Yeah.
it's a very so I don't think but I'm very proud of Rolf Furuli, what he's done. Um, you know about Rolf Furuli? You heard about him?
About
Ralph. Who? Say again.
Rolf Furuli.
Yes.
Rolf Furuli.
Yes.
He was an elder in 61 years or something, and he was throughout because he writes a book, My Beloved Religion,
Yes.
and this book he not look at himself as an apostate, but he's attacking or he confront the governing body in this book of what they are not following the Bible.
Uh-huh.
And Rolf Furuli is also in Norway following up the lies that the the office here in Norway. What do you call that? The local, the Norwegian, this branch, the Norwegian branch, the Scandinavian branch, lying to the public, to the government, to the newspapers. He's following that up, and he's not afraid to say what is right. But in the same way, he's not attacking the witnesses, because he's feeling, and he says that the things that we believe, or the Jehovah's Witness believe, is the truth. It's the truth. So he's in the middle. You understand? But he's doing a great job.
Oh, that's great.
He's defending everything here, and he's a special character. And I just want he needs credit for what he's doing.
Good.
Also, his book, My Beloved Religion, because that book was doing me wake up. I sit here 14 days and just read the book translated from English to Norwegian.
And his name is Ralph,
And
R-O-L-F.
after that, I could not.
In
Ralph Lee.
Cerulli?
F for France.
Oh, Ferruli.
F for France.
Okay.
U for Uganda. R for Richard.
Ferruli.
U for Uganda. L for London. I for ice cream.
Ferruli. Very good.
Can you spell
Good.
it now?
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Yeah, so if anyone isn't aware of him, it's a good one to
So-
look up.
I really think he's a part of the picture,
Yeah.
because it's a big picture about around us, and it's because I feel very happy to have been a Jehovah's Witness, because before I could not take care of my life, and become a witness. I could build up really my life again.
Very good.
And I was and I learned a lot, and I was proud of it. And so slowly I was break down, and that took maybe 20 years, 25 years to start to break me down.
Yeah.
And I was in the 30 years. So it's I think it has two sides. It's this in the way, and I have boys, no, two boys and one girl in the truth. What should I call it? They are still witnesses, and for me, I don't want them to leave. I want them to understand by themselves,
Yeah.
or take this decision.
Yes.
I'm afraid of leaving, because you need to be strong to leave. It's not easy. So I heard of you and your situation and your children. You raised 4 children, and they are all against you. So we are in a bit of the same situation. But I'm fearing that they cannot leave before they are clear to leave. They are clear. They must be there. Sorry, I'm speaking a lot. I want you to also to speak to me.
Yeah.
Just if you have answer questions, I'm very happy.
Well, I'm glad. Well, look, I really truly appreciate you calling. We're having a hard time understanding you, to be honest with you. But what I just want to do is commend you just for everything you're doing.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
trying so hard.
Yeah, it is difficult. It's not really clear on this end. But thank you.
If you excuse me, if you want to
Okay.
if you want to send us an email, you can do that,
Yes.
and you can explain in the email. Then we can
Yeah.
relate it
Yeah.
to the friends.
Okay. Have it been a very bad? It's a noise, voice, the quality, or I'm speaking unclear?
Well,
It's both.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. It's both.
Yeah, both. No, I understand.
Yeah.
What is your email?
No, I'm sorry. I just missed that.
Okay, email address. Maybe that's in the YouTube there.
You want to show the email?
Yes, let me.
Okay, it's very nice to listen to and to speak with you and speak with you, Joy and Joe and
Norway.
Thank you so much.
Yes, hello.
Hold on.
Yes.
We'll show.
I just wondered what enabled you to wake up.
Is that for us?
I do many things. Because first of all, I have a problem with the elders, and there was no possibility to make to clear it up. It was just silence, and it made me very tired. So I feel it was not home. They have their own elders because the Jehovah's Witnesses are divided in the elders and the others. The elders is one group and the other sheep are another group. And there is no real contact. Because they are, yes, that's why it was very, but it was starting to be so boring, repeating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We understand.
So they cannot feed me spiritually anymore because I was feed spiritually in the 90s, but after I was not. I call it better psychology because you don't understand what they speak about. They don't understand what the problem is. But just what they're speaking, you must have to guess what they speak about. So the Watchtower study was what is the speaking really about? Is it
Right.
it's just to psychology about how to live in Bethel. I found it out because it was so. I cannot. It's not a reference for my experience. I'm very thankful for speaking in. Yes.
It's something that you just said.
Hello.
Yes. It's something that you just said that really stands out. You said you weren't being fed spiritually anymore, and that's really true. It's almost like you had to put all the effort to feed yourself spiritually. You had to go past the literature from them and do your own research or read other books or something like that because we weren't being fed spiritually anymore. We just read the same, 40 or 50 scriptures. I don't know how many, just the same scriptures over and over and over again. Every meeting you go to, every assembly, it's always the same. It doesn't matter what the theme of the assembly is. It's always going to be the same. Jehovah is God. Jesus is his son. We're the faithful and discreet slave. We're the only true religion. And it just goes on. And then you go with stuff. You be disfellowship.
Yes, that was when
All they
I
talk
was
about.
start sleeping. And what you're thinking about? Yes, you are in a not in a you are in an institution where you get all your food, you get all everything. You don't need to do anything. Here you're just
Right.
for so this community or this organization to an uh, institution for 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 everything for everything. So because they feed everyone, what's need of if you get everything you need there too, you can live there.
So, you know, when you said institution, it made me think about. I never knew this until a few years ago when they talked about how regimented life was at the various Bethels around the world. You want to talk about an institute head? Go to Bethel. They say you have to be at the breakfast table by a certain time. You only have certain amount of time to eat. Then you have to race back, and some of them would go to Bethel dressed in their suit clothes, and they'd have to race back to their room to change to get to their work assignment. You can't be late. Your room has to be clean. If it's not clean, they'll come and get you. They'll stop you from working to give you a lecture on cleaning up your room. Then they work 6 days a week. I don't know how many witnesses know that, but they work 6 days a week at Bethel, sometimes 7. If there's various projects that have to come out. And then, of course, they don't even get paid enough money to be able to afford clothes. So in the United States, the Bethel headquarters there in New York, in the United States, witnesses would donate clothes because the volunteer staff there, they don't even make enough money to buy clothes. So they're wearing secondhand clothes. They said they're not fed as much as they would like to be fed for somebody that's going out working a hard labor job for 8 hours a day, and all they're getting is oatmeal and cereal for breakfast. That's not enough to feed a man doing hard work like that. So it really is like being in an institution.
Well, how can we get beyond that institution?
Yes.
How can we get beyond that institutional
And
thing?
of course, yes, that will have to be a kind of institution, but they do, but they want all the Jehovah's Witnesses live as an institution. Do it to an institution that we are just there for. So it makes our life comfortable.
Maybe somebody's listening.
We get what we want. We get we get food. We get their meeting. We meet our friends. We have everything we needed, and we are in. So that's an institution. You become passive. You become out. You don't take care of yourself. You learn to be passive. So I'm so happy when I leave. Oh, I learned so much these 16 months, or before that also.
Yeah.
The 2 last years. I'm so happy. I learned so much.
Now, were you
so fan of
were you a born hand, or what age did you come in?
No. I was 30 years when I come in. I was born I was 30, 29,
13
when I become a witness. Yes, 30.
Oh, okay. 30, got it. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Yes. So, and I've been 32 years inside. and I was proud to be a witness because I really need it. They helped me a lot.
Right.
Because my life was a mess. And I get the structure, and I see the meaning they give me. So I'm twisted, you understand, because I see the positive in this. Have a communion, have these things together. This is but still I'm low. I love to to think about the Bible and everything, this story. So I'm connected to it still.
So do you feel like you would have do you feel like you would have become a witness if your life wasn't in the shape that it was in when you were first introduced?
No, I was vulnerable and I need it. I need something. I need it. I need somebody take care of me. I need really as institution. You understand? But I think it's about prodigal son, because the father, when he wanted to leave the house, he supported him. Go. And that should be also there. If you have a congregation and one wants to leave, you should be proud of the person who leaves, because he wants to stay on his own. Because the congregation is for the fatherless and they who have no man. What you call that? They who the man
fatherless and widows. Fatherless
widows, yes. For the fatherless and widows. That's the congregation is for the weak. It's not for they who become strong. They can live.
Right. Yeah.
So here they want to make everybody fatherless and widows, so they can be weak and be in the congregation.
Yeah.
Because I have three boys now. Yes.
Yeah, I asked that question because I have a theory about people, because I was born in from the age of 3, so it's kind of all I knew. I never knew anything else, so I never got a chance to, form my own opinions and have my own life. All that was dictated to me from the age of 3. But I have a theory as I listen to more and more people who were not born in, like John and Fran were not born in. And it kind of seems like it kind of falls into two camps, where there's one group of people who just kind of get to a certain point in their life, like they need, religion, and they start kind of looking around. Somehow they get introduced to witnesses who seem to have a scripture for everything, and so they can get taken in with that, impressed with that. And then the other camp, people who are having different problems in their life, and they decide the only solution for that is God. How they meet with it. And it's the same thing. So I kind of feel like you were saying thing where you're having difficulty, right? Long and it's
Yes.
Excuse me, can I break in? We're still getting that.
Yes.
Yeah, we're still. Do you hear that
Bad,
static?
bad connection. We got a bad connection here. I think it's from the phone line. It's hard to really monitor all of this, but I believe the phone line from the mother calling in from Norway is giving us trouble. Yep.
Well, we really appreciate you calling.
Thanks for calling, Norway.
Thank you.
Very nice. Who I speak with now? Who I speak with this when I have
the last
conversation
caller.
with. What's the name of you?
Oh, my name is Stefan.
Oh, hi, Stefan.
Okay, very nice to speak with you. Very nice. Very nice.
You as well. You as well.
So
you as well.
Yes.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you.
Okay, hopefully I will call in after maybe another time. So it's nice.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Try again.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Thank you for calling in. Good to hear you, Stefan. I was just wondering if anyone else, did anyone else want to call in tonight? Is there anyone that's doing any meetups, or that's really what our show is about, connecting people, meetups. If you, I know Debbie is in Nebraska and she's in the chat saying that she doesn't know anyone in Nebraska. If there's anyone in Nebraska or anyone else that wants to meet up with someone, let us know or put it in the chat.
Yeah, anyone interested in a meetup, regardless of where you are. This is the opportunity and the time to connect them all together. we started out with very few, and there are so many more now, and I'm sure there's more people out there.
We try to keep in touch with folks, and they call us, and it's just so good when we talk together and we share our stories. We talk about what we're doing now. And oh, just a side point, Joe and I, on Thanksgiving morning, we helped out at our local rescue mission, they call it, and we were serving meals. And when I went up to, I had to go get a meal for a takeout, I went up to the server and he saw my button, the XJW, and he kind of thought at first, he didn't say it, but he thought we were ex-Jew. And we've had that before. So we thought maybe we better put some dots in between it.
Periods.
But then he did say, oh, were you Jehovah's Witnesses? I said, yes. I said, do you know any? And he said, yes, I've got some friends that were witnesses in the local town. He mentioned it. I said, well, please do tell them about us. We had our cards with us that we have our email. I said, we have local meetups. I said, please, tell them about us and have them get in touch with us. So I don't know who they were, but he saw the button, and if it weren't for the buttons, he would never have known. So we try to wear our buttons. If anybody wants any buttons, let us know. We'll let you know how you can get some. The cards, we still have a lot of the postcards.
See, chances are so many of you are walking around people who are ex-JWs, and you'll never know it. You'll never know it unless somehow you signify that in some way.
So we pass these out to everyone that we meet. And we can send you some. If you're interested, just let us know. Our email is on here. They don't have to know that you put them up because we put our name out there. And we tried to get the point across on a postcard size. So if anyone is interested, let us know.
And this is a little related but unrelated for a little research point. I don't know if anybody's looked into Rutherford and where he came from, what his real driving interest was. What we've been finding is a lot of the other researchers have been pointing out that Rutherford was really concerned about the Jews becoming more connected with land in Israel, which is, in other words, he was connected with ones who were Zionists. And Zionists are a political body who are pushing for land for Israel. They're not Jews, but they're using the Jews as like a political football to gain land. In fact, the controversy is that the Orthodox Jews even admit that they really have no right to land because of an arrangement, because of the testament that they had in the ancient times. They gave it up because they rejected Messiah. So they will admit that they really have no rights to land. They're basically designed to be foreign or residents in foreign lands, but not to possess land. Unfortunately, it's become a political football because there's other forces in the world that want land, and they're just using them for that. And so what it boils down to, far from being neutral, the organization we were part of was extremely political, but they fraudulently used us for that. They used us. Actually, the goal, and this sounds kind of crazy, rather than being first century Christians, Rutherford basically was pulling together to be replacement Israelites. and which is one of the reasons why we basically the memorial celebration basically rejects Jesus. Anyone that knows anything about any Catholic faiths or the other faiths like that, they accept Jesus as a sacrifice and not reject him, whereas the witnesses reject him because it's because they've got some agenda for raising up another God. What I tell people who have these, who are out and who still are carrying with them Watchtower values and Watchtower beliefs, I tell them, don't stop researching. We've been lied to every inch of the way by that organization. If you think that they have lied about some things, they lied about almost everything. And if you carry away beliefs, you basically you're carrying away lies, and you're not going to go forward with lies. You're just going to keep churning and spinning around, and that's where they call people POMI, physically, mentally still in.
Someone calling? Sorry.
This is what we're finding. And so the goal is to develop an outside life, because the inside life is stifling. It's stifling and soul robbing. It robs your own very own life from you. The real life is outside. And it's a mistake to carry away any of the beliefs from them. And it seems to be a very large problem with some of the friends to shake those Watchtower beliefs. But when you expose yourself to others and listen and are open, you're able to take on new understandings. It's knowledge that's going to help you and everyone else to get beyond all the trauma and the confusion and the control that's been on you. It's good to see that happening. It's taking place with many. But unfortunately, there's a lot of folks that are kind of struggling with that.
Is someone on the phone lines? It sounded like someone was there. Did someone want to say anything?
Hello? Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Hi, Joe and Fran. This is Russell.
Yeah. Hi,
Hi,
Russell.
Russell. Nice you called in.
Yeah, heard you.
Yeah, I was surprised. I recently subscribed to Rick Fearon, and I saw that you guys were the guest hosts of the show. So I figured I'd call in to
Nice to hear you. Nice to hear you.
Great show.
Yeah, if anyone's interested, Vivian did a interview with Russell, so you can check him out. That's on Vivian's channel.
Oh, I also wanted to say that I also interviewed Vivian on my channel, so we took turns interviewing each other. My channel is Russell C, so my interview with her is on there as well.
Great, glad you said that, Russell.
Yes. So what do you think of meetups, Russ? What do you think of people getting together?
Oh, I think it's amazing. I think that, instead of us all, getting together at Jersey City, Assembly Hall, and, us just, being indoctrinated, into, believing the Watchtower lies and hearing them, cherry pick scriptures, and just us sitting there just bored out of our minds, and, constantly having to get up because we're so bored. We'd rather be, getting coffee, or we'd rather be, walking around. And I really think that, us XJWs, we really need to stick together because many of us have been cast out. We've had everything taken away from us. And so just to get together and just to sit down and just to express how free we really are. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I really think that that's really what God wants us to do.
Yes, we're with you.
Oh yeah. That was the end of my comment.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for calling in, and we'll keep in touch with you.
Sure. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. Hope both of you have a great evening.
You too, Russell. Thank you.
Bye. Take care.
Someone in the comment picked up on Joe's what he was talking about. Silent Storm says, I don't understand the thought of the memorial being a rejection of Jesus. How does that work? Or where can I find more information? So if you research Black Mass Memorial, you'll find stuff on there.
Yeah, I'm going to relate right now what I'm finding, just so that you can, when you get there. One is Watchtower's Black Mass celebrating death. And then is the memorial celebration really a satanic Black Mass? Another one is tampering with the scriptures to fit Watchtower's Black Mass. Jehovah's Witnesses Memorial Black Mass. JW, your memorial is not what you think. Black Mass, and that's and more. There's plenty there.
Yeah, everybody has to do their own research. That's the only way that you're going to overcome any of these lies that the Watchtower told us.
Yeah, and as soon as someone recognizes, I've been lied to. I've been lied to. I've been believing, I've been harboring lies in my heart. And frankly, it's something that many are going to have a very difficult time doing, because it hurts. It hurts. It's destabilizing. It doesn't make us feel very good about ourselves. But it's honest. And if you're not so sure that it's honest or it's true, just look it up and try to prove it to yourself. The trap that we fall into with not only the Watchtower, but any other priest that's going to feed you, is that you're going to be subject to the things that they want you to know. They want you to know. Well, it's nothing that you found out. It's just what they want you to know. You owe it to yourself. And if you don't find out for yourself, well, basically, you're just going to be subject to their lies.
Mm-hmm.
You may like them, but they may not be true.
See, the thing that the Watchtower did was they made us lazy, because they said, well, here, just read this, and read these books, and just study this information. And they kept us very closed, and we didn't dare research anything outside of what they told us to research. Well, now you have the opportunity, you have that freedom to research whatever you want to, and to answer your own questions.
Yeah. And in all fairness, maybe some of you are confused. Maybe you really favor what you're hearing from Watchtower. It's your choice. It's your business. It's up to you. Yeah. It's so interesting. A person can believe a story even if it's not true, and they can value that story, and that story they can use that story to guide their life. And it may be a good story. It may be one that has good life lessons in it, morals, ethics, code to live by. But yet it could be a fiction. It could be a fairy tale. Well, if it still has good things in it to live by, you're doing pretty good for yourself. You're going to benefit yourself. You're going to be a good person for others. But on the other hand, if something has been marketed as the truth, and is proud of itself for being so godly. But yet, if it's filled with lies, where's the benefit? You're living your life according to lies. And frankly, that's a big burden to have to bear. Frankly, many people aren't going to admit that, even if it's true. They're not going to. There's going to be ones that are going to stay in the watchtower, and they're going to die with the truth. Mm-hmm. They're going to die with the truth. And the ones have watched them, people do that already. Well, they're saying millions now living will never die. Well, the reality is millions who were alive are now dead. They're not alive. And when we were in 36 years ago, there were older ones that were in that were telling us 36 years ago, they were serious. They said, I can feel it. It's just, the end is so close. It's so close. That was 36 years ago.
And they're still waiting.
They're still waiting.
And the problem is they're not living their life.
No.
And so we're here. We want to live our life, whatever remaining years we have. We're 71. We know someone who just woke up that's 83, another one that's 80. So it's not too late, because some people will say, oh, I couldn't, I can't wake up this late in my life, but you can.
And the truth to be told about them too, they do express conflicts and the stresses of having to accept the fact that they were believing something for most of their life, and now they're having to rearrange everything. So many people have a difficult time rearranging their worldview. It's a worldview. They're set. They're comfortable. They don't want to change anything. It's too disruptive. But on the other hand, there are those that are willing to, because they realize if they don't, they just lost everything. Because the gamble that they made is not going to come through. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jerry JP.
Hello,
Hey, JP.
Hi there.
Good to hear you.
I just wanted to call and say hi to you guys. But
nice.
I had a little meetup today with an old friend of mine who was raised in the organization, and we grew up together. And it was a nice meeting. And I just wanted to tell people that, if you know people that you were raised with, or that even doesn't have to be a big meetup or anything. It was just him and me, and we just met up for lunch and chatted, and it was really nice.
It's beautiful.
And that's what it's all about, it's just one-on-one,
Friends.
Yeah,
Friends.
We're so glad you got to do that,
Yeah.
Jerry. You told us that you've been friends since kindergarten.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and we have we were raised in together, and he quit going when he was 18. I spent a lot more years in and out of the organization. He kind of let it go since then, and we've always been in contact with each other, and it's been such a nice thing. And now that I'm actually awake now, we can talk a little more real and stuff like that. And
yeah, that's a good point, Jerry. JP, talking real instead of putting on a phony watchtower talk, to other people, knowing that it's really not you. No, that's a great point, JP.
Nope.
Yeah, because even when I went back to the organization at some point in my life, I always stayed in contact with him, even though, he'd been disfellowshipped many, many years before.
Yeah.
And we always, kept in contact and looked out for each other and stuff. But at the same time, when I was in and out of the organization, I would, talk to him and sometimes try to tell him to go back to meetings and stuff. But now that we can really talk, it was really nice just having a genuine conversation, and I don't have that mentality anymore and
Beautiful.
Yeah.
stuff like that,
That's beautiful.
JP, you told us one time that he was homeless.
yeah. And my family took them in and stuff, even though they were in the org. We kind of kept it a little secret and stuff. And
Wow.
you know, even to this day, is the only one he has like is his mother and that, but she still shuns him. They only text sometimes, but she doesn't meet with him anymore. And he you know, we're both 40 years old. We found out today we're only 9 days apart.
Really?
I was born on July 10th. He was born on July 19th. I knew it was like the same month, but he was like, you know, telling me that he's only seen his mother like and his parents a handful of times since he left when he was 18. And he texts his mother. His father passed away, but he texts his mother every now and then. And he's invited her to meet up for lunch several times over the years, and she just never wants to meet up with him because she says that she doesn't want to meet up with him in public because she doesn't want to get reproach on Jehovah's name or something for being seen in public with him. And
It's so sad.
it's just really sad. But you know, we met up today, and
You still there, Jay? I think we lost JP.
It reminds us of the ex-brother or the brother that we met for lunch yesterday, and he has a son in Florida, and he's disfellowshipped, but he said, I'm going to go see my son. The phone line's going on. I think Rick has to do something.
Oh, hello, Rick.
Yeah, we gotta close the we gotta reset the phone line. The phone line goes off every 6 hours, so we'll reset that phone line now. So do that right now.
Not too much. No reason to.
So let's reset the phone line. We're doing that right now. It just takes a few
Okay.
minutes. For that, so let's do that.
And Rick, we can call it as whenever you want to, Rick.
Well, yeah. In fact, we'll let you guys get to bed early tonight. We can call it now if you want. Okay.
Yeah, I just have one text that came in from someone in Virginia. They would love to connect. If anyone is in the Farmville, Virginia area, they would love to connect with her. Again, that's Farmville, Virginia, or anyone in Virginia that's close by. And you can get in touch with us and let us know if you're in Farmville, Virginia. And here's our email. And I think Joe hit her phone number. Did you?
Someone,
Is it her phone number?
I'm not sure where it is.
Or if you want to connect with anyone, let us know.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, very good. We had a good program, and we really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. And keep.
And Rick, if I can throw something out there real quick, just as a suggestion or just a future, I think I'd like to highlight more research that's possible for any understanding for outside thinking. Actually, this is to make suggestions for research topics and research channels and places to go, because I think I'm finding out that there's a tremendous need for more information. And frankly, I do a ton of research, and I'm more than happy to share it with others.
Yeah, well, my goodness. Well, by all means, do that, Joe. So thank you, Fran and Joe, for coming on tonight. We're looking forward to more programs in the future, but you're doing a great job. Don't you ever give in, up or out. Thank you very much for being part of the 6 Screens. So we'll end the program here, and we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Thank you, Rick.
And everyone else.
Yeah, thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Bye now.
Good
Bye
night
now.